the Shelley Studio. Today I'm working in my art journal. That is the daily affirmations or December daily. I think I'm going to have plenty of pages to go beyond December. We'll see how that goes. But I am working on days. I think this video contains days 10 through 13. And I drew out the word worthy. I didn't have my quote yet, but I just wanted to use my gloss sprays. And of course, the nozzles clogged on that one. I wiped them clean every time I use them like I was told to, but they still clog. If they're not like the dilution sprays that are reactivatable, they're acrylic, they're plastic, they go hard, they're gonna clog up. Need to come up with a better solution. Anyway, so here's my quote, and I thought it went really well with my super, super messy page. And it's, "To be worthy does not mean to be perfect." This is definitely not a perfect page, right? Oh, and here I'm just going around some of the letters with a white thin Posca just so that they stand out against that blue spray. So how's everybody doing this week? Well, it's what? Christmas is getting here pretty close. What have we got? 2 weeks till Christmas? I'm actually doing the voiceover on the 13th, so it's getting closer. So I wanted to add some color to my little plant, and so I mixed fluorescent green, which is transparent, with, I think it was Celadon, just so it'd be a little bit more opaque. And have that stand out a little bit more. I do this and then I decide I need the same thing on the other page just to kind of tie it together even more. So I think I draw a little plant on the other side. Yep, here we go. Just to kind of bring those mismatchy pages together a little bit. I don't know, I like the craft colored one with that plant and the spray. It's kind of fun. There it is. All right, on to the next day, 11. And it was radiant. And I had stuck this weird, like I had some weird shaped paper, and I was making it into an envelope, and had extras afterwards. And so I decided to throw it in my journal. So now I got to figure out how to use it. So when I saw radiant, I think of radiating or expanding. So it kind of works with this envelope. We're just going to expand, radiate. Anyway. I do have this way sped up, but it still feels like these coloring these leaves and stuff take a really long time. If I'd used paint, it would have been a lot faster. Pulled out all my green shades of colored pencils so that we can get a variety of green going. I don't know, I'm looking at it now. As I'm watching the video, I'm looking at the original. I'm like, I may eventually paint on that. You know, when an artist creates something and it's still hanging about in the house or wherever, it's fair game for picking it up and redoing it. I don't do that very often, but sometimes. I think I will jump a little bit here just to save us some time. So you don't have to sit through me coloring the whole thing. Oh no, I feel like that just cut out about 10 minutes now. Alright, so I've got the leaves on there, and now I'm going to come up with a center. And I decided a flower. Flowers kind of, their petals kind of radiate out. And I thought that would fit pretty good in the center since, well, I already had that in mind because I put leaves on the outside, right? So we got leaves on the outside and we're going to put a flower in the center. And I'm just kind of estimating the size of the inside of that. And then I'm making one just a little bit smaller so they'll be layered. Just cutting off the white so there isn't any chance. I'm just going to freehand those petal shapes. Do the same thing on the smaller one. Now, I'm going to cut that out. And edited that for time as well. Now it looks pretty square, so I do kind of trim down a couple of those squared spots, but yeah, still a little square. So the plan is to stick it right in there. And I'm just going to use a glue stick to glue that down. After doing this, looking back, it probably would have been better to put the glue stick on the brown envelope rather than on this. Because this was really kind of hard to get in there straight. Because the minute you put the glue, it curled up like a ball. And I was trying to get those long sections in the corner areas. Close enough. A few spots that didn't have enough glue. There we go. And our flower has to have a center, right? Oh, messing with it, trying to get it all to stick down. And so I decided for the center, I would just punch that. I used a small hole punch. And then I'm using some neon yellow. Just going to put that in the center. For this one, I want a long quote that would go all the way around the border. And I'll see if I can read my handwriting. When you understand who and what you are, your radiance projects into the universal radiance, and everything around you becomes creative and full of opportunity. So that was the quote I'm writing on there. And it did almost went all the way around. So now I'm just kind of refolding those corners down, trying to make sure they're glued, they're going to stay, and recrease those bends so they'll fold better. And yeah, I keep re-gluing those. In fact, today when I opened it back up, I added some more glue to a couple that just weren't staying down. Got to get the date on there. Then I decided to go around those petals with Posca, and of course, constantly re-gluing those things down, I tell you. But I'm going to go around everything with the white Posca just to give it a little bit more of an accent and, sorry about that, make it look a little bit more finished, I think. And just a couple of quick shots. There's the leaves and then the flower. And now we are on, what day are we on? Today, day 12. Powerful was the quote. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I decided to pull out my Jane Davenport face stamp. It's the easiest way to make faces. Of course, I do think they're not exactly proportionate. Like the eyes I pick and then the mouth I pick are a little bit big. But maybe that's why my faces don't look right, because I do everything too small. Oh, I don't know. And I have a hard time knowing where that nose is supposed to land. I know it's halfway between your eyes and your chin. So that's what I was trying to aim for. But I felt like if I did it directly halfway, there wouldn't be enough space for the lips. And I picked some pretty big, voluptuous lips for this one. Yeah. Just because I wanted to. And I also pulled out my gelatos. Figured they needed to get used. And there's one in there that's a pretty pale tone, so it would work for her skin and to lighten up that orange a little bit. You know when you have a bag full of clearance markers and you just don't know what color? I wanted her eyes to be blue, but it ends up being a tad too dark. So try this lighter one. That's not too bad, I guess. So now I've got to incorporate that piece of paper with the hole punch out of it. So that's where I'm going to put the quote. I can almost read the quote there. There is a powerful driving force inside every human being that once unleashed can make any vision, dream, or desire a reality. Now that's a nice thing to think about. There's a powerful driving force inside each of us that can help us get what we want or desire or dream. I'm gonna really like having this book of positive quotes once I'm done. I'm really enjoying this, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching. And if you're creating along, you can always tag me on Instagram at the Shelley Studio. I'd love to see if you're creating any pages. This cut jumps a bit. I don't know if I lost footage or what happened, But I just covered the whole background with this Faber-Castell brush pen. And then on the quote page, I used a gelato and a baby wipe to smear it. And then as I was smearing where the words are, I noticed they were smearing, so I stopped. And I took a dry cloth, piece of paper towel, and tried to blend it the rest of the way on there. Because I didn't want to smear the words completely. But there we go. Oh yeah, shade her a little bit. I get too dark in the neck, but yeah. And there we go. Okay, so day 12 and day 13 are kind of combined. Just because I have the back side of that hole punched paper, I wanted to use it, so I'm going to actually put the word grateful on the page with the girl hiding behind just back there so you don't see it. And then the quote is, gratitude plants little smiley faces on everything it touches. I really like that. I thought that was cute. So it's really simple. I'm just going to put some yellow on here, and then we'll draw some smiley faces, and that one will be it. If you liked my video, please leave me a thumbs up and a comment. I love to hear your comments. And if you're not a subscriber and you're interested in seeing more, please subscribe and hit that bell icon, and it'll let you know when I'm uploading next. Took a minute to get all those smiley faces drawn on there. Oh, and I do one random face that's not a smiley. Had to have at least one different one, right? Whoa. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.